Hello and welcome to a Stream Team debate. I'm very interested to do this one, mostly because this is such an interestingly, shall we say, niche opinion that I'm interested in exploring. Uh, so the person who brought this idea to my attention is actually waiting in the back room. Please welcome Mr. Noble Commando.
Hello! Hello, my fellow, uh, ladies and gentlemen, and tomboys. It is I, the great Noble Commando. So, yes, my unpopular and rather bizarre opinion is that I believe that Mad Max Fury Road is shit because it is a feminist movie. Now, but before we get to that, I have a story about a friend of mine who I will not name. But we've all met him before. He was on stream and he made a fool of himself, and he is just a character. He is either the densest, dumbest retard, or he is the greatest troll that ever lived. Or both. I don't know which one it is. He might be a little bit of both. But anyway, this friend of mine was telling me, we were talking about Call of Duty and Battlefield, and this is funny because he doesn't know anything about Call of Duty or Battlefield, and so basically so the first part of the story actually happened a while ago. Basically, he said that Battlefield copied Call of Duty. Now this is false. This is not true. If anything, like, Battlefield did the Modern Warfare thing before Call of Duty, and like a lot of the mechanics that they share is just similar. But anyway, he said so my friend said that they play the same, and I'm like, or that like the best parts of Battlefield are the parts that aren't copied from Call of Duty. And I asked, well, what parts are copied from Call of Duty? And he said the gameplay. And I'm like, what parts of the gameplay? And he said the whole gameplay. And I'm like, no, that's not true. Battlefield's gunplay is much more complex than Call of Duty's. And like Call of Duty, like, Battlefield's ballistics actually have like have a velocity to it, where Call of Duty's ballistics are all hit scan up until very recently. Like the new Call of Duties, they use like actual physical projectiles that have a travel distance. And so the gunplay, and I'd say the gunplay for Call of Duty now feels better than ever now because of it. But yeah, obviously he doesn't understand this, and he doesn't understand that like the way that the guns feel, and how that like the whole how the levels are designed, and like how like the movement like affects like the levels. Like, he doesn't understand that. And anyway, he said that like, dude, you're wasting my time. And I'm like, no, I'm not wasting your time. This Mr. Clown Man. I'm not wasting his time. If anything, he's wasting my time by giving me a pointless, redundant argument that has getting us nowhere. That he is just saying inflammatory statements without actually explaining them. Anyway, we continue this conversation today, where Mr. Clown Man, says, "Hey, stop describing me, Mr. Codex 556." Anyway, so, oh god, somebody in the chat guessed who who I'm talking about. Anyway, so yes, Mr. Clown Man, who may or may not be a clone, Mr. Clone Man, um, he basically told me that like that he really wants he wants the games, like he's tired of all the games feeling the same. And I'm like, well, like he says that every generic shooter is a creative shooter that never gets made. And I asked him to describe uh what kind of shooter, what Mr. Clone Man wanted, do you know what kind of shooter Mr. Clone Man wanted? And he said, it's like, well, I want a game that's kind of like Half-Life, but like cranked up to 11 with like a really deep weapons sandbox with a lot of variety, and you know, it has like really intelligent AI, and it has like a really advanced level design, and it has modern movement mechanics. And I'm like, oh, so Halo Infinite. And his friends, they're like, yeah, that's Halo. What the game he's describing is Halo Infinite. And he's like, oh no. I was like, it's like, no. I was like, I will buy you Halo Infinite's campaign.
Awesome. Well, let's we should probably get started to the main event. We have a couple of guests waiting in the back room, so let's start off with Mr. Codex.
High on the scales of justice, conductor of the choir of death, sing, brother, sing.
Oh, hey, that's the movie I hate.
Indeed. Yes, and let's bring in the bard himself. Elf.
Get ready for round 2.
I think it's so funny.
Here's to the bard and I'm calling the plum. Here's to the beast and the rest of you scum. The cage is locked in and the town is aflame, and it's ours for the taking, though you get the fame.
Oh, hey, look, it's the faggot I hate.
What? I'm not a faggot. I am a tomboy supremacist. I believe in the Church of Tomboy, and you shall bow to our holy Lord and our holy Lady and Savior, Raleigh Vincent.
Okay.
I don't know who that is. I don't know how to react to that. But the whole tomboy thing is basically telling me you just want to fuck a dude, but you don't want to admit it.
No, I don't want to fuck a dude. Dudes have dicks. Tomboys have pussies and tits.
Tomboys want dick and not yours.
He's getting there, mate.
We're getting spicy.
It's like putting on a well-worn suit. You know what I mean?
Listen, mister. Tomboy, I will get some tomboy pussy whether you like it or not.
So you want to fuck Charlize Theron?
Who? No, I want to fuck Raleigh Vincent.
I don't know who that is, but Charlize Theron, from what I remember of Mad Max Fury Road, don't have tits, and she kind of comes off as a masculine female, so...
Yeah.
What? No, we're not... Oh, wait, are you talking about Furiosa?
Yes.
That's the act. He's gagging on her dick right now.
No!
Just remember, she has like 3 adopted black kids you're gonna have to take care of if you're sucking down that cock.
Listen. Furiosa is not a tomboy.
Oh, listen. I can't hear you over the sound of you gagging on her dick.
Shut up!
Boom!
Shut up! You heretic! Listen,
heretic.
Dick girls are heretics
sir.
and blasphemy by the Church of Tomboy.
Good sir, a god cannot be a heretic.
Raleigh Vincent is our goddess, not Furiosa. Furiosa is a feminist icon because she averts the male gaze, which is blasphemy.
That's because there's nothing to look at.
Yeah.
Fuck, there's no tits. She doesn't even have an arm. I'm not getting hard from that.
Exactly. That's why.
Now, I will admit, the people who are into amputee porn, they probably got off on that far more than you could ever imagine, especially when the arm came off.
Now, anyway, these heretics will be silenced and will be prosecuted by the Church of Tomboy. They are guilty until proven innocent.
Don, do me a favor. Keep him occupied for a few minutes, because if I'm going to do my best work right now, I'm going to need an actual drink. So I will be back in just a moment.
Okay.
This stream is so great. I am standing on my chair right now. I have so much energy.
Alrighty. So, alrighty. So, framework for the debate. what are the main points that you wanted to talk about, Mr. Noble?
Well, I want to
And-
talk about why Furiosa is the cause for all of these modern SJW feminine heroes. Well, feminine, I use it in quotation marks because there's nothing feminine or hot about them. Now, and why the themes of the movie are pushing a pro-feminist agenda through the plot of the story.
Oh, so
Mhm.
you're minimalist then?
So basically, let's start with how the framing of the plot and what's the themes of this
Pause
feminist.
for a sec.
Yes.
Let's but I just can you just give me like 4 or 5 bullet points, please?
I have only 2
Okay, 2 is fine. And then we can
because
just
really,
give everybody else stuff.
this movie is so shallow. Well, I guess I
make
can
that
add
shallow.
a third bullet point, which the one pregnant girl, I wish that she had a miscarriage, but instead she died. Because she was carrying the mutant baby child of Immortan Joe, and like Immortan Joe is kind of gross and nasty, so I was hoping the baby would die as a miscarriage, but no, the girl died because she got run over by a truck.
Mhm.
Which was very odd and very bizarre, but oh well, I don't really care. This movie doesn't really have to make sense. But let me start with the main theme of this movie. This movie is about the emancipation of women. If you don't believe me, like, the whole plot revolves about a bunch of harem girls being rescued from this ugly bastard, Immortan Joe, which all of those who like the ugly bastard porn probably jerk off to this motherfucker as well. Because this
Don't
guy
judge
is
you.
the ugly bastard to end all ugly bastards. Like, he is the final boss fight of ugly bastards. But he is supposed to represent the patriarchy, because that's how women see men. It's like, oh, they just abuse and use women as sex objects. And except Furiosa, who's not a sex object, she averts the male gaze, and she is here to emancipate these women and set them free from their sexual slavery, I guess. And this is a problem because, see, female, like, it's bad and cringe and it's just gross. And I just want to enjoy a movie with nice fan service and nice tits. And I wanted Furiosa to be a big titty tomboy.
Have you
Bitch,
ever
she needs to have
seen
hair.
a Mad Max movie before Fury Road?
Yeah, I was
No.
gonna say. Wow.
Okay, here's the thing. Neither had I, but I had enough exposure to it to know that's not what Mad Max is.
Mm-hmm.
Mad Max is a very depressing movie series when you think about it. The first one, his family is killed and he ends up with a bum leg. It becomes a revenge story, like what, 3/4 into the movie? I
Give
think
or
that's
take,
about.
yeah.
That sounds about right. What is it? Road Warrior. He spends all this time defending a freaking village or a gas town, only to get screwed over in the end. The only really optimistic one was what was the Beyond
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
Yeah.
That one was kind of optimistic, but even then, that whole first part of the movie is just like a Fallout setting. It's a shithole. In fact, they are literally shoveling shit. It feels like you just walked into this movie thinking, oh, I want this in this post-apocalyptic movie I know nothing about. You're like the feminist who comes into video game companies going, oh, I loved Assassin's Creed 2, but I want a playable female character, I want her flat-chested, and I want her to be in charge of everybody. Congratulations!
Just want a big titty tomboy character. That's all I want.
That's and just like what we shouldn't be doing with these feminists in video games, people should not be changing their vision just for you. They shouldn't change the entire tone of a movie series.
Okay, but can you but explain to me how the whole framing of the movie is not a feminist movie, and how it's not about Furiosa and her emancipation of those harem girls?
Why does that matter?
Yeah, it's not like it's telling girls. It's not a feminist movie in the way that it's telling women to go out and kill their husband because they hold the leash, or they're literally milking women for milk, like actual cattle. It's a movie that's really about emancipation. It's not about feminism. It's about just that. It's about freedom. They want out from this
Then why
sort
did they make
of
them women?
lifestyle.
Why are all the characters they're trying to emancipate women?
Nux is clearly not a girl.
Nux
Who's Nux?
Nux was the best character in that goddamn movie.
Indeed, he
Who's
is.
that?
It is pretty good, yeah.
He had
Who's
an
Nux?
arc.
Yeah, he does.
You
Who
were
is
trying
Nux?
to ask something?
Who is Nux?
He's the bald guy who tags along with.
He's the
Oh,
one
he's
who-
the Borderlands psycho dude.
I guess you could call him
That's
that. That's
I call
very,
those bald guys the Borderlands psychos because that's what they remind me of.
I can see why that's not very accurate. Like, these guys have actual brains. Like, for example, I actually do love that they fucking strapped Mad Max to his own car and used him as a goddamn blood bag. That was kind of brilliant.
But they
Yeah.
also eat bugs and they also like.
Oh,
scream.
I'm sorry.
what?
Fucking bombs dropped. Let me go down to the local grocery store and get some, like ground beef or something. Yeah, that survived.
Yeah.
Well,
In second film, Mel Gibson actually eats dog food.
Yeah, he does. What was
Yeah.
the brand? It became like kind of a running joke. Dinky or something? Like, it was something
Oh,
Australian.
yeah.
Yeah, I like with your criticisms, Noble. I'm just mostly asking, so what?
listen. Also, Furiosa ruined female characters forever. This is why we
How?
have people.
Oh, they were long ruined before then.
No.
Come on.
Listen to me. Furiosa is not sexy. So
Neither was
Because-
Ray.
No.
Ray was inspired by Furiosa.
I highly
would
doubt
like,
that.
I would like to very much see
Citation
a
in
reference for that one because I do not.
That
Okay.
can't. Hold on, real quick. That can't be because Fury Road came out in 2015 along with The Force Awakens.
Oh.
It was
Well,
2014.
Well, they still set a trend of like unattractive female characters, and that are like total bitches, and that are unlikable, and that they're like perfect Mary Sue's.
She's not a Mary Sue.
is-
Yes,
She's
she
not
is.
even perfect at all.
She's not
Yeah.
perfect at all. She gets her butt kicked by Max. Actually,
Yeah.
in the first scene we see them in.
And not only that, but her entire plan failed. Like,
Mhm.
she was on a fool's errand, and the movie kind of punishes her for it.
It takes Max to convince her to go back. The dude.
Yeah.
So, we have another guest in the back. Please welcome Mr. White Dragon.
Okay,
Oh.
okay, I know this is gonna be in bad taste, but I kind of want to see that, and then you just, like, before it falls to the ground, it cuts to the Twin Towers.
Oh god.
What? Knowing White Dragon, he would make that. Anyway,
probably
hello,
would.
White.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've said all my points, but
It's a statement
Right.
you just said, not points.
That
Oh.
Not only that, but it's only been 20 minutes. That's
Yeah.
it? That's all
Yeah.
you have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got bored being by myself in your Discord, so I came to watch the beatdown.
It's been oh my fucking lord. It's been 20 minutes.
how is Furiosa unlikable? Name one likable trait that Furiosa has. I'm
She's
waiting.
like Max.
No, she's not. She's a
I
bitch.
wouldn't say she's like Max because she's
No, in
willing
terms
to
of,
stay
like,
behind while Max
no,
is a wanderer.
Wait.
I wouldn't say she's
Eric,
like
I-
Max. She is her own character. She has her own sort of development and arc.
Hmm.
And especially after watching the other 3 Mad Max movies, Furiosa is definitely a distinct character from Max. But one of the things that I do kind of like about Furiosa is her relationship to Max.
Yeah, that's what I
Like-
meant to say. Max,
Yeah.
both Furiosa and Max are very much a very similar individual. Exactly. That's what I meant to say.
Can you elaborate on that?
How do I put this right?
Well, one thing about her is that she acknowledges that she has faults and that she's done bad things.
Yeah, exactly. Both have done pretty bad things. Max literally blew up someone in the first film. Exactly. Both. Max basically has a lot of baggage behind him. Of course, lost his entire family. Exactly. Maybe implied that
Furiosa
Furiosa
does
not
too,
lost
yeah.
her arm.
Oh, hey, Skids.
You saying sorry?
Oh, I was saying hi to my friend Skids.
No, I'm saying Derek.
I don't think Mad Max Fury Road is a bad movie.
You said you did. I could have
Yes.
sworn I came in here under the preconception because this is what Dunn
Or
told
maybe-
me
Okay,
or
that
maybe I
you
was wrong.
said it was a
watch
bad
it from
movie.
like a pure visual spectacle, it's a good movie. But the plot is bad because Furiosa is a shitty character, and I hate her, and she looks ugly, and
That's very
the movie is
superficial,
like
mate. You
mostly
gotta
about
try
the
harder.
emancipation
Noble.
about women.
Noble, for Christ's sake, I'm a bard. I'm the fucking bard. If anything, I should be the superficial one here. But yet, somehow or another, you're outdoing me right now.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Trip. Oh, hey, your girlfriend asks. Does this mean Terminator is a feminist film as well? No, actually, Terminator is not a feminist film because Terminator reaffirms the patriarchy.
Oh, Christ.
You're trolling. You're,
Yeah, you have to be.
Yes,
You're trolling.
Because look. Sarah Connor would not know what to do if it wasn't for the guidance of men. Even her son tells her hey, you need to calm down and stop being a woman and stop having a woman moment.
You're trolling. I refuse to believe that this is a genuine argument.
This whole stream was a troll.
Good news,
The
guys.
game was rigged from the start.
Terminator 1 is about the traditional relationship between men and women. And how Sarah
Citation?
Connor falls in love with Kyle Reese because he's a total badass and he's a total Giga Chad. And then Terminator 2 is a father-son relationship between the T-800 and John Connor. And Sarah Connor is oh, isn't that so cute? Even though he's a monstrous killing machine, that he's also a really good dad because he's literally programmed to protect John Connor at all costs. And it's a cute story that's made for adults, and there's no fucking feminist bullshit in that movie.
What about the fact that Sarah Connor doesn't have a husband or a male figure in her life?
That was Kyle Reese. That was Kyle Reese.
No,
that
in
was
Terminator
Jared,
2.
That was the T-800.
No, it wasn't. That was John. She did not trust that Terminator until the very end of the movie. When he's killing himself. Because you can see the reservation she has until the very end.
But still, that was a really sad moment because, even though the Terminator came so close to being human, it can't be a human because it doesn't actually feel emotions.
Anybody seen Jeff Dunham? Meow.
Yeah.
What you're telling? Wait! You're telling me Noble has a hand up his ass?
Don't have a hand up my
It does
ass.
seem that way, yes.
Let's keep things focused. So it's
Yes,
mainly
that's
you don't. So you're saying that the plot isn't bad, not necessarily because it doesn't make sense or there are plot holes, but because Furiosa is an unlikable character.
And because it's promoting feminist ideals that have creeped
In
up
what
in later
way?
movies. Mad Max Fury Road is a gateway drug. That is all of these
Okay,
crappy
Replica.
feminist movies would not have existed. We would not have gotten Dark Fate or Birds of Prey.
Oh, I highly
with Charlie's
disagree.
Angels.
Look here. Listen. I've seen the movie briefly a couple of times. I did not get that at all.
Which one? Mad Max?
Fury Road.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen goddamn Dark Fate. I wish the bitch in Dark Fate was even close to Furiosa. At least we would have had a decent movie.
Yeah.
So where did you get this stuff from, Noble?
Yeah,
Was
where-
it from the
Watching
movie
the
itself, or
movie.
was it from like the directors or something?
Watching the movie. I
we
watched
need
the
to-
movie.
do we need
I
to
was
do-
like,
I
oh,
think-
I see.
I think
it's
we
a
need to
movie
have, like,
about
a movie night
feminism
or something.
Because emancipation of women's. This movie sucks. I mean, the action's good. and
You do realize that when they killed Immortan Joe, they didn't just free the women. There was an entire population under his heel that was fucking everyone over. Now, we never saw the rule afterwards, like what happened to this place afterwards. Because
I'm
if you remember
that Furiosa turned it into a feminist dictatorship. Yes, wokeness does equal bad.
That's some headcanon if I ever saw some.
Yeah, because the last thing we see before Max leaves is they turn on the valves releasing the water, and one of the only arguments I heard, against this leadership was that, oh, they're wasting water already, and it's like the most invaluable resource in this entire world. But we don't know how they rationed it. We don't know how this worked.
I don't know. But anyway, so Terminator and Terminator 2 are not feminist movies because they do not empower women, they empower men.
Oof.
That is a take if I've ever heard one.
Oof.
No.
Interesting.
A movie that empowers women is feminist and bad.
Look. There's a correct way to do it. I would use Gunsmith Cats as my example.
I have never seen that or
I've
heard
only
that before.
I've only heard of that.
Can you give us a more example we might be familiar with?
Yeah,
Okay. I will give you an example you have heard. It's Aliens. In Aliens, they empower women. They empower Ellen Ripley by making her feminine and by making her be a hero because she's protecting Newt, which is like kind of
Isn't that the same thing though?
Yeah, she's
very
protecting
the
these
same
other
thing.
girls who are fucking pregnant.
But no. But it's more of a motherly instinct. So
Same
that's
way
why.
So
with
couldn't you
Furiosa.
call it a sisterly instinct? Wouldn't sisters?
No, it's not the same because it has to reflect how
you see the world.
No, it does not have to reflect how we see the world. It has to reflect how humans actually operate and how.
What do you mean by that?
What do you? Hold on. I want to go. Hold on. You keep going. I want to go ask a question. I'll be right back.
We need some
Okay.
Rings of Redemption clips. We need the listen clip.
Oh God!
Okay, so I guess why is she unlikable? She just comes off as stoic. She doesn't hate men at all. She doesn't. Raptor actually put this fairly well earlier. She doesn't attempt to undermine Max at all. She just she understands that he's fully capable, and she takes advice on multiple occasions. She doesn't dismiss him at all. At no point in the film is Max denigrated by Furiosa. In fact,
Mad
he
Max
beats them
doesn't
up.
get the reward. He doesn't get
Why-
the reward.
So what? He never does. He never gets a reward in any of his films. No, he never does.
Okay, hold on. Hold everything. So I just asked Mama Tarek about because she has a sister. She's the eldest. If someone was attacking her sister, would she do everything she can to defend her? And my mother answered, of course, yes. When I gave her the context, she said the person I'm arguing with probably doesn't have a good relationship with their family and doesn't know any kind of familial love.
Ouch.
Now you see where the Bard kind of gets it.
Base Mama Tarek.
Base Mama Tarek. I love it.
Oh God! Oh God! I'm losing this argument.
Yes.
Please make a replica cut of this.
Okay.
We need him now.
I just
I don't
want
know.
the noble cut.
I don't know. Replica doesn't admit defeat. He kind of just keeps going.
keeps going. Yeah. He
Okay,
does
fine.
not.
Listen, I will
Look
keep
here,
going,
look,
even
listen.
though I know I'm wrong.
Okay.
See-
So then there's no point anymore. You've admitted you're wrong, and the game's over.
Yeah.
Noble,
Wait,
you're
Game's
we've
over.
been here
supposed
for
to
30
keep
minutes.
going,
Hey,
you
while we're still
retard.
here,
You're
do you
breaking
mind
the
if I tell
script.
some of my ideas of good how to write women right?
Oh, I would love to hear
No.
this.
I
Please, go ahead.
kind of want to hear
They
this.
all wear
Yeah, fair
bikinis
enough.
and they have guns. There we go.
Shit! How did you know?
Because we've heard your story.
That is true.
I was at the. I still love this. I was at the gym on the treadmill, and the moment you came on, I had to stop and get my ass home as quickly as possible because I needed. I had a primal need to just lay into you.
Look! Making women into waifus is good business.
Oh, Jesus
It's
Christ.
Oh, for
marketing.
fuck's sake!
Look, these feminist cunts are just gonna have to deal with it. That women are sexy. And if
Are these feminists in the room with you right now?
Oh, they put a gun to your head.
Breathe.
I'm just wondering,
Activate.
like, why. I'm just like, this is just a fun action movie with very straightforward characters that I like that don't contradict themselves and have, and at least a couple of them have arcs, which is actually really nice.
If I am going to criticize the movie for one thing, it's very hard to contradict yourself when you only have like one or two facial expressions.
Yeah.
That is very
And also,
true.
the plot is just a simple chase movie, and
Yeah,
the fact
that's all
that
it is.
and the fact that they make it so that it's just straightforward. They're mostly using practical effects. They don't have to worry about breaking the plot through really stupid things.
It's amazing how Mad Max Fury Road did this so well, and The Last Jedi fucked it so hard.
Yeah.
Okay, but it would be so much better if Furiosa was hot.
Why?
No,
That is
it
subjective.
wouldn't. It would just
What
be an
relevance does that
aesthetic
have?
thing.
Well,
Because
good point.
hot women sell movies, and like if
This
they made her
movie
hot,
is
they'd
ex-
also have to make her
Hey, Noble,
personality
I got a
sexy.
perfect movie for you.
Wait.
Hold on.
Okay. Quick, White, and then Noble.
Okay, I
finish
got a
up.
perfect movie trilogy for you. It's called Michael Bay Transformers. I think you'll love 'em.
That's like a quintology, isn't it? Or I don't even know what
Yeah.
the phrase is.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah. Noble, keep going.
Okay, now, but like, obviously, if they like had made Furiosa into a spunky tomboy and they had made her hot, then the movie would be so much better.
This is a
Why?
fucking meme.
I'm just like, why?
Because spunky tomboys are hot and they're good female characters. And
This
Raleigh
is
Vincent
clearly not even being
Pat
real now.
is a cute spunky tomboy, and she's hot and she likes guns and she has a cool muscle car and she's a badass and she's my fucking waifu.
Done.
I
You've been played.
You have to have been. I can't believe I'm wasting my time.
I'm still waiting for a cogent argument because that's
Yeah.
not
That
one
yeah,
I'm very
is
sorry.
Noble. Okay, Codex, you too. You're both wasting my time.
What? I'm not wasting anyone's time.
You're
apologize for that.
wasting my time.
No. Okay. You know what? You remember how awful my story was?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I've replaced the male character with another female character.
Oh my
that
god.
doesn't help anything.
Yes, it does. Now that
It
we have a
doesn't.
spunky tomboy and a femme fatale ex-porn star.
Why are we
And-
here? Just to get brain aneurysms?
Oh my fucking lord. Okay, so you know what? Okay, unlike Replica, you admit defeat, but like Replica, you don't fucking learn. This is proof. The American school system has failed an entire generation.
No.
Good lord.
Let's
But like okay, but look. I have it. Trust me. When you see a movie or a show that's like hot girls and cool gunfights and cool
He's
cars,
literally a
Have
frat
no
boy.
What relevance does this have?
it's a good aesthetic. It's a good.
How?
This
that's
makes
not a good argument.
I don't
No.
even think he's taking this seriously. I don't.
He's not at all.
What do you
That's
mean?
why we shouldn't probably take this terribly seriously either.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe you're this shallow, and that may be naivete on my part.
Well, look, it's either that or fucking like pure autism about how sci-fi guns work and science fiction stories.
We're seeing it right now.
What are these two extremes?
Well, you see, because if you want creativity, well, then I had this idea, because I love the rule of cool in science fiction, but the problem is sometimes you have to suspend your disbelief. But what if the rule of cool was functional? What if every cool firearm or every cool power armor, like, actually had some kind of practicality and some kind of real world functionality?
Well, that's kind of a problem with sci-fi, is that some of it is kind of just based on the fact that it's in the future where technology has evolved past our current understanding.
Pardon me, I apologize for derailing, but what the fuck does this have to do with Mad Max?
I thought we left
nothing
Mad
to do
Max a
with
while
Mad
ago.
Max. I'm just telling you that I'm not this shallow. I'm not this
You are
shallow. I
shallow.
don't just
You
care about
are!
sexy women.
That's so noble. Like from your description of what you think would be good and your reasons for it, it does come off as a tad shallow. I am very sorry, but that's
Done.
how it
You've
is.
talked to me about my idea for my story and about Mia Washington and Ruby Jane, and you think would you say
Talk to you or humored you, because there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Defend me. Tell them.
No one here is raising a shield for you.
I will
Hell,
be
even
my
I
own
had some-
human shield then.
Even I had some pretty dumb ideas about it.
You know what? I don't need you to shield me because I'm a Spartan. That means my armor has regenerating energy shield.
Oh Lord, he's LARPing now. Jesus Christ.
Well, I wish I had energy shields, or else I wouldn't be dead right now.
Yeah, exactly. See why?
It-
See, energy shields are really helpful.
My
I know
soul. Done.
So
What is this?
Oh my God. Okay. You know what? I was saving this for the showcase, but Dunn, you've written female characters. White, I don't know if you can read or write. Codex, I think you've. Codex, have you written female characters? I can't remember, to be honest.
I am trying to at the moment. I'm trying to get some comments from Becca and at the moment.
Why are you talking to my woman?
because your woman
That's
is
what it
smart
is,
and a
that's
good
all.
editor.
That is.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm kidding, but fair enough. She is very good. But what?
Who's the woman?
Becca.
Don't
Becca?
tell him that. I don't need him bothering her.
Trip says she is a
Christ.
female character, but she's too old.
Trip is what we would call a fucking queen. Okay.
Yes.
But anyways, like I was trying to say though, I've started pre-production on my second book. Okay, I've started pre-production on my second book. And the reason I bring this up is because I think your problem with Furiosa, and I use problem in the largest quotation marks I could be, is because you think she acts too much like a man. Am I correct in that assumption?
Well, I mean, yes. There is a certain level of tomboyism that is acceptable, but there is a part where it goes too far, and Furiosa has crossed that line.
Have you ever heard the phrase that in all terrorist groups you kill the women first because they'll be twice better shots, twice just as strong and
Out of
twice as
spite.
capable.
Mhm.
Capable, dude.
What?
Have you never heard that? There's a quote in regards to terrorist groups where you kill the females first because they will have had to work harder in order to get where they are than the men have due to the limitations of their physicality as compared to their counterpart.
So you're saying that female terrorists are more badass than male terrorists?
Probably, yes.
Oh my
They're also
god, this
more
is so perfect, because
versatile.
have you guys ever seen Black Lagoon?
I don't
No.
care. I'm
Oh my
thinking in
god,
real
Black
life.
Lagoon
Points.
is so good! And there's a
no,
character that is just like that. Her name is Roberta, and she's
We
so
have to
cool.
off a clip.
We don't care. We really
I've
don't.
heard of it. I don't care. We're talking, but I get your point, and I get Dunn's point. The point is that if you have half the defense of an average man in terms of raw physical strength, and you have a gun, you're going to make sure that gun hits the target 100% of the time, if not, if you can, because you're more likely to die than a man. I get Dunn's point though.
Yeah.
Is this a real study, though?
Yes, I believe it is.
Okay,
I think I have heard
well,
something
this just
similar
made
to this.
made a character from an anime that I just thought was that's kind of cool. Now that she actually makes sense for why she is the way she is.
So wait a minute. So why did you like this anime character more so than
She's
Furiosa?
hot
If
and
you
she
did,
wears a maid outfit, and she is actually a sweetheart.
oh my
underneath
lord!
her fucking killer persona.
Do.
Yes.
Oh my lord! I feel the need to pray, like to get on my knees and pray that God gives this man some fucking insight.
Oh, I was hoping you would pray to give me some fucking pussy.
No one can help you with that.
Damn it.
Yeah.
This is why I didn't want you talking to Becca.
Don't worry, Tarek. Her
I'm not
worried.
worried.
Displays her taste.
I am not worried about this. This is just one of those things where it's like, he doesn't need to know her name.
Fair enough.
But I know her name now. Becca, I'm sorry that I'm retarded.
Look
At
here,
least he apologized.
I'm kind of retarded.
You know what? I take it back. I'm not even going to pray for God to give him insight. I'm going to pray for him to give this man some fucking brain cells. Just period. How do
I
you
have brain
breathe?
cells. They're
Well,
just
well,
damaged
yeah.
by feminist retarded bullshit.
Yeah. So,
There is some brain damage going on, but I think that's a lack of oxygen.
So
Possibly.
I
Yes,
actually
I've been
found.
suffocated by the matriarchy, and that's
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Shady joke. Done. What were you trying to say?
okay.
I actually found the origin of the quote. It's from "Shoot the Women First" by Eileen MacDonald, a
God
British
damn.
journalist who is intrigued by the question of whether female women terrorists are more ruthless than their male counterparts. According to MacDonald, members of a German counterterrorism unit were told to shoot the female terrorists first. The senior government security official explains women terrorists have much stronger characters, more power, and more energy than men. There are several examples where men who have been cornered have waited a moment before they fire, but the women shoot at once.
That makes sense, especially if there's children around. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Kind
Yeah.
of like in what is it? Aliens with Ellen Ripley. She fucking rips the fucking part, fucking plasma, the fucking big walker. Like, dude.
Mm-hmm. There's also the element that they have to keep up even harder in order to compete with their counterparts.
Mhm.
I get like you could argue the thing about female soldiers, but when you're like a female freedom fighter and this is all it's all or nothing. Yeah, you do got to work your ass off.
Either way, you guys should watch Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon is so good. You guys should watch Gunsmith Cats. Gunsmith Cats is really based, and it's really awesome.
Can we get back to the point, please?
Yes, please. I beg of you.
What point? My point has been defeated.
Yes. Okay. He admits it. Can we go home now?
Yes.
Well, no, because I don't want to end the stream now.
It's not your stream.
It's Dunn's.
Yeah,
Well, I want to keep talking.
just,
I want to keep hanging out with you guys.
Why?
I am interested to, like, you said
no.
that you did particular. So I did have a question for you. So why exactly does it matter whether or not it's Max or Furiosa that's getting the rather scantily clad supermodels out of the
Breeding pen. There's
out
no
of the
other
breeding
word.
pen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be a feminist propaganda thing if it was Max doing it.
If Max was doing it, we wouldn't have a movie because he wouldn't fucking care.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
because Max just wants to get out.
Yeah.
And he's clearly not fully sane.
I didn't
Well, he's
know
mad.
that. I thought he just felt guilt because his daughter died.
Um,
No, that's survivor's guilt. That's a different thing than, that's a different thing than, oh, I
Hallucination.
need to help everybody.
there's also the element of he is hallucinating at multiple points
Oh, yeah,
throughout
he
the
is.
film.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was hallucinating. I thought that was just his memories.
That's what a hallucination is.
No, it's not, because memories are in
It
your
is.
head.
Hallucinations could take the form of memories. Like you're seeing people and from your past who aren't there.
There's
Well-
also the principle that they yell at him, "You let us die," and you see skull images from inside of their heads.
That was
That-
cool. That was
Yeah, so it's just there's a lot of imagery that is not memory related, that is more related to something
His
along the
psyche
lines
or
of
something.
his
Mhm.
psyche. Yeah,
because this is a very damaged and insane and
Well,
not very happy with the current situation
I mean,
man.
to be fair, they did something. Bungie did something similar in Halo 3, where Master Chief keeps seeing
Oh.
Cortana.
That's not. I don't think that was
That's-
guilt. That's because she's been living in his skull for several years, and it's a computer in a computerized brain.
there's
He's
also
not
the
a
fact
computerizized brain.
there's
with-
also all the
Does it matter?
the radiation that's probably messing with his skull.
Oh, that's true too.
Probably,
Yeah, if you,
so-
I would love to put like a motherboard into my fucking skull and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But
Wait,
Noble.
the radiation that's messing up Mad Max?
Yes.
well, yeah, it's fucking up everybody. In case you hadn't noticed.
I did not notice. How are those supermodel girls able to stay sexy if there's radiation that's fucking everybody up?
That's
Because
why they're so valuable.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, they were probably well
Because-
protected in that fortress.
There's also the
Well,
element
they should be well
of-
protected then. That's based.
Yeah, and
my God.
there's the whole thing of they are well,
What?
there's so many examples of the various war boys having boils, other radiation problems.
Oh,
They
it's
all-
not even boils. It's goddamn tumors. Like Nux
Yeah.
has 3 on his neck. He drew a goddamn face on one of them.
Actually, on both of them.
Oh, okay. I thought there were 3, but I guess I think it was 2.
Jesus Christ, what even is this?
This is the future the Democrats want.
What? No,
Yeah,
I am
probably.
not the future the Democrats want. I will end the future the Democrats cry and fear of because they're
Are you
afraid
sure
of
about
tomboy
that? Because you're not showing it.
They hate tomboy supremacy. They like
So-
femboys. Femboys are the devil.
Brother Near be like,
I'm grabbing the
didn't-
gun. I'm grabbing the fucking gun.
Hey! Look, you can't shoot me. I have armor shields.
Not for
Derek, can you shoot
you.
me? Derek, can you shoot me first? I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
I don't want to be a part of this universe anymore.
I
You know,
can't
I actually,
take this shit no more.
I actually have like a pop gun in my desk, like one of those toy pop guns. I wish I had saved some of the
All right,
some of the
that's it.
pops for moments like
I got this. I can take care of Noble. Hold on.
You can't stop
Noble?
me.
Also, Trip is right. They were kept in like a vault or something.
Yeah,
it
it
was.
looked like it looked like they had repurposed a bank vault, or
Or at least they had the door.
somehow. Or something. Yeah, that's why I say repurposed.
Oh,
slash
she's actually
cannibalized.
starting to pity me. Isn't that so cute?
Yep.
It's sad.
Yeah.
You talk about all these anti-feminist messages or these feminist messages, and here you are acting like the biggest bitch I've ever seen since Replica.
What?
Based.
But you know what the difference between you and Replica was? Replica at least stuck to his ideals. He never wavered, and that's what made him a real pain in the ass. You, on the other hand, the moment you're challenged and someone proves you wrong, you fold like a house of cards.
It becomes harder and harder to
You're not.
I don't have. Look, I'm not a gold
Wait.
medalist in mental gymnastics like Replica. It's harder for me to like come up with Oh, Trip has a 9mm. Hey, can I shoot guns with you, please, 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 please? I like guns.
I would not trust you with a firearm. Hell, I wouldn't trust you with a pen.
What do you mean? What would I do with a pen?
You'd write something, and that horrifies me.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, I did write something, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Good one.
Fuck it. You know what? I'm going on Amazon right now. I'm ordering more of those pop caps for moments
Fuck
like
it.
this.
Do it now. I'm doing it
I'm
live.
doing it right now.
Listen. So,
Maybe
I
you
think-
just need to watch the movie again and just accept that it's just a simple, relatively straightforward, concise action film that's well put together.
I
Yeah.
guess.
but anyway, am I wrong that we need to bring back we need to bring back sexy women in movies?
I mean, there still are sexy women in movies if you go see a decent movie.
Yeah, like any of the Mission Impossible movies.
Those movies aren't politically correct.
No.
Oh my God.
Tom Cruise gives the finger to woke people all the
I
time.
love Tom Cruise. He made Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick was so fucking awesome because it's just a story about Maverick and Rooster and their relationship because Goose died in the first movie. Oh man, it was so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you look at any of them,
Go ahead,
you
sorry.
go for it. Sorry. If you
I was
watch
just gonna
any
say
of them,
I never saw it.
Oh,
you
you missed
should.
out.
It's
You
actually
missed out.
good.
It was so good. It felt like a true Top Gun sequel, and it felt like it concluded the story in a way that felt satisfying. And I feel like it feels like it just naturally like ties into the movie. Like, I also like it that they replaced the what's her face with the other girl. I forgot both of the girl. No, I have not. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, don't you diss the queen like that.
I will do whatever I want. Shut up, woman. Get back in the kitchen. Make me a sandwich, bitch.
Wow,
Trip was here
that
to
was cringe.
curve stuff.
Yeah.
You're cringe. You are all cringe. You like fantasy. You're fantasy nerds.
And?
You're like sci-fi. You're a stupid sci-fi nerd.
Yeah.
You're gay.
Martin
Shut the
the
fuck
I'm
Gay.
going
up.
to insult you the best way I know how. You think The Last Jedi is a decent movie?
I do not think The Last Jedi is a decent movie. I think The Last Jedi is an abomination. And The Last Jedi is the reason why I didn't even watch The Rise of Skywalker. Because it was so bad. And I was like, no Star Wars movie with Rey
It
Palpatine
was
in
not
it.
Ryan Johnson's fault that the TOJ turned out the way it did.
Look, also, I misspoke. I said The Rise of Skywalker. There's no such thing as The Rise of Skywalker. It's The Rise of fucking Palpatine.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Okay.
so Rey Palpatine is the worst fucking character to ever exist, and I fucking hate her. And I wish to see her shotgun blasted in the face.
Which will never happen. They're never going to make another thing in the sequel continuity.
Because it was so fucking bad. Also, Carrie Fisher died for this. I hope you're all happy.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher died for your sins.
How do you feel?
I feel miserable.
Isn't it so great that
Yeah.
all your favorite franchises are dying in a fucking house fire?
I have Gunsmith Cats. Gunsmith Cats is dead because of a lack of content and lack of popularity, not because of woke cringe.
That's just your opinion.
It's true. Gunsmith Cats has not seen a release since I think 2004, and like
Interesting.
it's just that there isn't the audience for Gunsmith Cats, even though I think it's a really good series. Now, granted, the OVA, the anime, is way better than the manga. The manga is just hot garbage, because it's all about like you just want simple gunfights, and it's always like, oh, we have to write a way so that Raleigh Vincent's always disarmed. And so that she can't solve the problem with a gun, and that the villains just monologue and be like, blah, 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 blah. You can't stop me, Raleigh Vincent. You're a little bitch, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, fucking hell, I hate these villains. I want them to fucking die already.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just really and not in the kind of way that, like, these villains are fun to hate. They're just annoying. But
Okay,
Gunsmith Cats, the OVA, is so good because the villains are so badass and they're
fuck 'em, bitch.
intimidating, and like, and the villains are just really fucking cool. And well, okay, they're either real dorks or they're really fucking cool. And the villains of the series that are real fucking dorks and fucking cowards get what's coming to them, and they can't fight back. Once Raleigh's got her gun and she's badass, and yeah, you can't do shit. It's great. It's so good. You should watch Gunsmith Cats.
Nah, I'm good.
interesting. Maybe
You don't
one
want to watch
day.
it because you're gay, White.
I need to watch better movies like the Star Wars prequels and Game of Thrones Season 7.
Shut up, Replica!
Just
Well,
your
You have-
opinion.
You have
Well,
no
Replica-
right. You
I
have no
have
right.
every right. I am
No,
an
you don't.
American.
You're acting like
Replica
Replica
is
right now.
from the Netherlands. I have all the fucking rights in this country.
Well, that's
That
a funny
explains a lot right
thing.
now.
Well, that's the funny thing about Replica. He didn't watch Game of Thrones because he believed it was too graphic and epic.
I didn't watch Game of Thrones because, well, when it came out, I was too young to watch Game of Thrones. I think I was like
Mhm.
13 at the time, and
I watched when I was 13.
Same.
When he came out, he was like 5, so, you know.
Oh,
well, I don't know.
I
It
just
was either
didn't care.
12 or 13 at the time. Anyway, I wasn't allowed to watch Game of Thrones, but by the time I was old enough to watch Game of Thrones, I really didn't care. Plus, I don't really like fantasy that much. I like science fiction. I like guns. I like cars. I like kind of future aesthetics better than old-timey aesthetics, unless they're set in like feudal Japan or like China, Imperial
What a
China.
fucking weeb. Wow. Loser.
What? Look, no. Eastern culture is just way more interesting than Western culture, unless it's American culture.
That is
American
pretty
culture.
subjective.
So, okay. So, do you have any
Not
more
much of a difference,
points?
really, if you break it down to its basic form.
I don't really have more points in regards to Mad Max Fury Road. I feel like at this point I would just be beating a dead horse. But unlike Replica, I know when not to beat a dead horse.
Well, honestly, I just find your opinions interesting, and the connections you make are odd,
Interesting.
to say the
They're
least.
schizophrenic. There's no other
Shut up!
word.
You're
Yeah.
schizophrenic! Your mom is schizophrenic! She's probably
Whoa!
also gay!
Whoa!
Okay.
Hey,
Whoa!
God damn
Keep
it.
it
You
simple
do
here.
not insult my mother like that.
Yeah,
Alright,
no.
fight me, bitch!
Don't go,
Come on, fight me!
Are you really?
don't
asking for
go
that,
there,
aren't you?
Noble. Don't go there.
Yeah, that's what I thought, fucking coward.
Do
Noble.
you realize that Tarek is 6'5" and built of muscle? He would turn.
Yeah.
He just needs to grab you by the collar, and he could easily break your neck. I would not mess with him in that way.
Noble. Every time you take a breath, you are wasting oxygen that could have gone to someone far more deserving. Every time you wake up in the morning, the light of the universe dies a little further. Your mere existence has pushed us further to the heat death of the universe. You are a waste of space. You're a waste of life. You shouldn't exist. Period. You don't learn. You can't learn. There is nothing redeemable about you. You will die alone, and furthermore, to quote Beavis and Butthead of all things, you will never score.
Bravo.
Very sorry, Noble, but he has a number of points there.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, dude.
I'm sorry, but Noble Commando is dead.
You don't insult a man's mother, of all
Yeah.
things. And I'm being 100% serious about this. When I was in high school, the last person who did that, I slammed his head against a goddamn wall and said to him, if you ever talk about my mother again, I will not hesitate to beat the ever-loving fuck out of you. I don't care if they expel me. I never heard from the guy again.
Yeah, there are certain limits,
Mm-hmm.
and it's that you cannot cross in civilized discussion.
You can insult me all you want. You can
Okay, you
insult
faggot.
my... You
I
really don't learn. And
True
like I
faggot.
said,
He's admitted that he is autistic. Let's just
there's
biggest hole.
autistic doesn't
That's
mean
no
you can't
excuse.
learn. It means you can't read social situations. He's
Yes, and
fucking
this is a
brain dead.
social situation.
This is not a social situation.
Yes, it is. I don't
No, it's not.
understand. Hey, what is he saying? Words? I don't understand. My brain is malfunctioning. Noble.exe has crashed.
It was never working to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
You're just saying that because you're jealous because
Noble,
you're gay.
shut up.
no. Well, that's no.
That's enough.
Quit with the ad homs.
I
Let's
mean,
not
dead
go
serious
there.
about this. Shut up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, like that's the limit. No ad hominems. M's just because you feel like you're losing. That's all right.
I'm trying to teach you something here.
Can you
Because-
teach me how to write sexy female characters? Because I would
He
like
doesn't. He can teach you how to write good female characters, which is more important.
that. Okay,
Mhm.
but they need to also be hot. Otherwise, the whole
Where
thing
are we
is
at
garbage.
here? So, what did I miss?
Quite a bit, actually.
Oh, wow.
Because being gay is gross. That's why.
What? Hold on, what?
Yeah, you
Trim
like-
asks why is
you
being
missed quite
gay
a
an
bit.
insult. Yeah, and my answer to that is because being gay is gross.
Oh, okay.
We're really
How is
going
it-
here. We're
how
really
is it-
fucking here.
I just had a question. How is it that I, as the conservative Mormon or LDS person in the group, has a more tolerant view of homosexuality than the atheist?
Probably because you like lesbians and you jerk off to lesbians.
Okay.
No,
you're
I just
you can
know
be just
multiple
as good
gay
as-
men and gay women, and I know that they are good people.
You're just as good as headcanon as anomaly in them.
I was right. This is a waste of my fucking time.
Hey.
All right. I'll teach you how to write a fucking good female character. Done.
Okay.
Would you mind?
Fire away.
All right. Feel free to
Oh,
commentate if you have any thoughts or concerns on this, because
Am
I'm
I
about
allowed to commentate?
No,
No.
you're allowed to shut the fuck up and listen to the adults talk.
Fuck you.
You need to go in the child corner. Anyways. Or the children's table. That's the word I was looking for, the phrase. Anyways. So, done. White, as I was saying, book 2 of Shadows of Tyrion has started production. I have taken some criticisms of the first book to heart. And I kind of knew it was going to be a mess. Because it was, it was written from the hip, and I never really had a roadmap to go on. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Getting awkward here. Or did he walk away?
What was the question?
I
Sorry.
muted myself because I was letting you talk.
Anyways, like I was saying, book one was was written from the hip. It wasn't very well planned out, and that was a criticism I was getting from some people. And I accept that. That was something I always kind of considered was a thing. So, for book two, I've decided to sort of focus more. And the focus of the book is a mother-daughter relationship between Aviana and this new woman she's working under. As in, she's spying on her, like actually doing spy work for the first time. This is her first real mission. And as these two are interacting with each other, they sort of form a mother-daughter bond. And what Aviana respects about this woman is that she is, best way I could describe it is a businesswoman. She is a very she married into nobility, but she came from a trader family. So she knows how to negotiate, she knows how to play her cards, and she knows how to be firm in dealings, if you get what I mean. And what happens is the tragedy comes from is that Aviana is betraying her trust in a woman she's starting to respect. And she's learning a lot from this woman. She's learning how to do finances. She's learning how to do accounting. She's learning how to do business. She's learning how to be more firm in negotiations. Silas was her mentor for her job and, for morals. This woman is teaching her how to succeed in life, if you get what I mean. And that's where the tragedy comes from. She's a very strong woman.
Why?
But she's still feminine. Because she's actually infertile. That's why she latches onto Aviana, because she's starting to consider her the daughter she was never being able to have.
That's cute.
And the whole thing is just watching this relationship bloom and then suffer. Because a relationship like this that is built on a lie is going to end in misery for all parties involved.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
just gone, ain't he?
A big part
I
of
mean,
writing female.
I didn't there wasn't enough fan service in the story. Sounded kind of boring. I'm just gonna be honest. Needed more violence, more bloodshed.
He's a
troglodyte.
I have
I need
ADHD.
the
Shut the fuck up.
explosions. That's why I say a Michael Bay films might be really good for him. There's a lot of tits and, not showing, but there's a lot of explosions and hot women.
Well, there's hot
All
women
the
in
women
Mad
in Michael Bay movies are fake women. They look fake and plasticky. Just like the fucking robots, they all look like fake CGI bullshit.
Well, it fits with your criteria. Area as you described it to me.
It's shit. Don't you ever suggest those shitty movies to me.
I just did.
I thank you, Trip. That was probably the most, succinct comment that could have been made this entire night.
Well, the kind of the thing is, you don't need, if you are just focusing on how attractive a character is and not the context of the personality, nobody's really going to like that kind of character. I'm very sorry.
But done. I described those characters. I talked to you about them.
There are elements of them, but I know that you specifically said that a part of it was you don't want it to go too deep with these characters and you just want to have fun, and that's perfectly okay.
But those characters, are the characters that I described good? Are they likable?
I don't know yet. I don't know what they are like on paper. All I have is a vague idea of, yeah.
Which they don't work on. They don't work on the page, they're really designed for a visual medium. They're really designed for like something like a comic or a movie or a TV show. So it's very hard for me to write a novel style
That
story.
I'm going to tell you something. That was the one thing that Becca said infuriated her about you most of all. That the fact that you're not giving the appropriate respect to the medium. Because writing is it's the oldest form of communication. Like I even next to the spoken word, it was like the earliest way to record any sort of event, any sort of document. It is so important, but you don't give it the respect it deserves.
It's just not what I want to do. That's fine.
Then why are you doing it?
Because I have no money and I don't have any animation talent.
Then why don't you write you said you're trying to make this into a book. That was the last conversation I recall with this. Then why not just write a script? Why try to turn this into a novel or a novella?
I don't know. Because my script
That's not
writer-
an answer.
My
That's-
script writer is broken on Google Chrome. It doesn't work on what is it, the Google Docs, the Google Drive. It broke. They stopped support. Google stopped supporting it, and now it doesn't work with the newest version.
You can always, admittedly I got in trouble this for college, but you can always look up the format and copy it instead of actually using a dedicated scriptwriter, at least, or a script program. At least that way you have the format and can work with that.
Okay.
Got real quiet now, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
I think I do. I haven't really been able to like focus on anything because I haven't been taking my ADHD pills. So but like for the past month, my brain has been going like full on psychopath mode, and I haven't really been able to concentrate or focus on something. And I will.
Noble.
It's not.
Noble, hold on, please.
Yeah.
This isn't a pity party. The family, and I'm not saying anything about your family, but the family I was raised in would take that excuse and throw it right back in my face. They would be saying, well, then quite clearly you're either not trying or you're not dedicated enough to this. And now I get it. I've been on those medications since I was 10 years old. I take them every day still. But even when I'm off them, I still got to try my damnedest to be somewhat productive during the day. All right. And the reason why you are so infuriating in what you're talking about right now is because this is a craft that and I'm very sure, I think I speak for everyone here, that we are very passionate about. That we love so much that we want to try and break into because we believe we have something to say. Noble, from what you have said all night, from every interaction I've had with you, you have nothing you want to say. You do not have a message. You do not have a story you want to tell.
Yes, I do. It's just kind of crap.
Then if you truly believed in that message, if you truly wanted to spread that message, you would work at least 2 to 3 hours a day or 2 to 3 hours every other day trying to make it so that message is available to everyone, or at least you have something you are proud of and will try to give to everybody.
But you guys ridiculed me, and then that kind of broke my morale.
Oh, boo-hoo! They ridiculed you. Noble, I was nearly fired from my job about what's 2022?
I've been fired.
Hold on. 4 years ago. And you know what I did? Instead of just complaining about it and being miserable about it. I bucked up and I did my best to improve. And now I'm managing the entire goddamn office. So, if you truly believed in what you're doing, you will take that criticism and you will make something of it. Because no good work was made without criticism.
I mean, just apply it to anybody who just cries wolf every time they get criticized online.
For just as an example, Becca's editing Shadows of Tyrion 1 right now. Every page, and I am not exaggerating here, every single page is littered with notes, is littered with suggestion, is littered with criticism. There is almost not a single blank white piece of paper on that page. And you know what? When she first showed that to me, I was just like, oh no. But I knew I needed to see it, because if it's not good in her, if it's not good in her eyes, it's not going to be good. And this is a woman that loves me. It's not going to be good in anyone else's.
Look, I'm happy that you have a nice woman that you can love.
Oh my god, you just missed the entire fucking point.
Well, yeah, but that kind of reminded me how you said I would never score. And
Oh, boo-hoo. Then you know what? Trip actually said the best thing that... I think Trip just said the best advice she could have possibly give. Go out and get some life experience. Because
every time I try, I get fucking fired.
Then you're not trying hard enough. There's no other word. There's no other way to put it. You're not trying hard enough.
Could it be that the reason why you get fired is because you're not willing to accommodate other people?
I think those people aren't accommodating me.
If they're their employer, if they're your employers, I'm sorry to say, but they really don't have to. They can be nice and do it, but they honestly don't have to, because they're paying you. And I know a lot of people would say, no, it's the opposite. No, because you are working on their time, believe it or not. Because they're the one giving you money.
Though, if I'm going to work on their time.
You need to develop skills in order to...
Yes, that's why I'm taking a drawing class. It's not going well. I feel like I'm not progressing at the pace that I want to.
Then you gotta try harder. There's no other way to put it.
I need a fucking drill sergeant to yell at me and tell me that I'm worthless while I'm in the act. Not right now, because right now, I'm not doing anything other than just being retarded. But I wish that my art teacher would yell at me like a drill sergeant, tell me that my shit sucks and why it needs to get better, instead of saying, "Oh, Noble, it looks so nice, so nice." I have to be the one that tells everyone that it sucks whenever I talk about my own artwork, because nobody else is willing to tell me that it sucks. Everyone in my life
that's pretty much what I tell myself every time I drew anything, even my own current avatar. I'm like,
that is what I said to myself when I finished the story. In fact, every night I'm thinking to myself. In fact, I was editing today and I was going, shit, this isn't the way I want it. This isn't as good as I want it to be, but I don't know how to fix it right now. So I fix it as best as I can and move on, so that when I go for another round, I at least will have some of that breathing space to say, okay, this is as good as it can get for now, but it can always be better. But this is the most important lesson. Even if you're not 100% satisfied with your project, you need at some point to just push it out, if you know what I mean. Because if you don't, you will never get it done. So you need to find that moment where you can say, all right, I can see the flaws, but I think this is as good as I'm going to be able to get it within a reasonable time. It's good enough that I am proud to put my name on it.
You know, I think that's one of my problems with my fucking prequels and Game of Thrones shit. It's been on ice for like almost a year.
And trust me, you're gonna if somebody else points out, and this is in your case, White, because I think you do video editing, right?
Yeah.
I used
Okay.
to do video editing.
Okay. Yeah. You know someone's gonna point it out, and in the back of your mind, you're gonna be telling yourself, "I knew it was there. I knew there was a problem, but I had to get this out at some point."
Yes, especially when audio cues don't meet, or there's something that's just a little too loud. Or like when I watch one of my old videos, it's like, oh god, I sound like someone who's incredibly butthurt, and I wasn't trying to come across like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I
was
know
it what was it, Liam the Legend video?
No, it was my World at War video. I'm like, I sound like I'm like someone who's like
The
really
DW
offended.
Terminator video?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that one. That one was good.
I was listening to myself speak. I'm like, Jesus Christ, calm the fuck down, fucking actual spaz retard.
That is one thing I kind of notice even in my real life where
But see
where,
how much
like,
better it is when everybody yells at me and tells me that I'm retarded. That like
we shouldn't have to.
I tell myself I'm
have to.
retarded like half the time. I mean, one of my jokes is I always make fun of myself all the time.
I know, but like
Mhm.
unlike Replica, where like he did like that criticism deflects off of himself, like
You should be proud of that. You shouldn't.
what? I feel
should-
no. Like I feel I don't I'm just saying though I'm at least thankful that you guys bullying me is able to like at least get me to come to my senses. Where
So you
Replica
admit-
he just
So you admit that Mad Max Fury Road is not not feminist propaganda?
I still hate Furiosa. I still hate
Whatever.
Furiosa. I think
Whatever.
it's not
yeah,
as bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was.
Amazing. He didn't even have to
You
watch
probably
the
didn't.
movie.
Maybe you need to watch it again to
That's why-
actually get it.
That's why I suggested in the beginning we just have a whole complete movie night again.
We've
with
done
it.
that before too. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
What did she say? They're being brutally honest. That's the thing. I wish people would be more brutally honest with me. Like people in my
Well, here
real
I
life.
am.
Well, yeah, people in my real life don't do that with me. And I feel like the only one who is like brutally honest with me is my mom, but not in the way that's helpful. She's like, Noble, you like being an artist. That's for retards. Like you're not gonna be successful for that. Like you it's like okay, mom. Then I'll just like like not try it being an artist. And thank you like for killing my motivation. It's like you're a little bit too honest.
My father, because he told me I should be focusing more on getting my license, said that
Your driver's license?
no, my my accounting license, my CPA. He told me I should focus on that, in that, this is a great hobby, but this isn't ever going to go anywhere. And my best friend of about 15 years kept telling me, you're never going to finish. You're never going to do anything with this. This is just going to be an idea in your head in a notebook. It's never going to go anywhere. And you know what I did? I finished that fucking book, and now I'm starting a second one. Because this is something I truly believe in. This is something I want to put my name to, and this is something I want to share with the world.
I feel the same about my work.
That's nice. Because it's funny. I believe in the product. I just don't believe in myself. I don't.
Then what you need to do is get the skills requisite to do that.
Like I don't
Read
know.
a
I guess
variety
it's
of
just like
books.
I don't believe that. Like I never like because I don't know. I guess I just have low self-esteem in general.
Well,
Only you can fix that.
One of the things
I don't know how
was-
to fix that.
Go ahead, White. Oh, sorry.
Well, like one of the things when it comes to like film criticism and stuff, I watch a lot of bad and good movies, and then I watch like Mauler and then other channels.
I
get
used to
a
do
grasp.
that. I feel like
Um,
though, like I ended up like Replica, where I would start saying other people's opinions rather than my own. And I felt like the more I would watch people like
Well, you have to know the difference between opinions and facts and all that.
yeah, that's why I don't like. I mean, I love the Critical Drinker, but I don't take like. I always like watch his reviews more just so for the comedy and more for just to watch him roast a bad movie, not to take that criticism to heart. I still do listen to it. It's like okay, or like Literature Devil. Literature Devil is like somebody who is like, I see, like I understand what he's trying to say. Literature Devil's good at explaining stuff and is good at like. Also, terrible writing advice is good at like, I see, that's what I should be doing. That is any concept that he create that either Literature Devil creates or terrible writing advice creates. That's like the difference being though that terrible writing advice is sarcastic whenever he's like coming up with a good idea, that he's pretending like the good idea is bad, and all the bad ideas are good. But whenever they come up with a good idea, I'm like, I'm already invested. I want to see that idea like fleshed out. Like they just described an idea, and that's how good they are at coming. That's how creative and imaginative they are. That they just come up with a random idea in their head, that's like based off of whatever limitations that they have, and I'm like, I'm hooked. I want to see this. I want to watch this. Read this as a comic book, like play this video game. I want to see this story, just not as a novel because I don't like reading novels.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
No.
Yeah, though. So, that was I feel like this got a lot more personal than I expected it to go.
Wow,
It's
sometimes
very-
that happens.
It sometimes happens when you kind of get personal yourself, and also you come off as somewhat obstinate. It's sometimes.
I don't know. I feel like I do have a lot of personal issues, and I do want to get the help to overcome those personal issues, because sometimes I feel like I'm not strong enough to do it by myself, because it's like, and then I always beat myself up whenever I'm not strong enough to do it by myself, and I can't.
Such is the struggle of everyone on this planet. It's a slow, long, hard process.
I mean,
that will never end, until at least not until you die.
Even when you're old and you've it's like, yeah, you should, I did everything I did, and you know what, I've succeeded in my life, and I have everything I wanted. Most of the things I wanted, but everything that I could reasonably get within reason, and I feel accomplished in my life. Nobody says that when they're old. Everybody's still miserable and upset and feeling bitter with themselves when they're old.
That's not what I said.
Depends on what you do right now.
That's not what I said. My statement was that everybody is improving on who they are until they die.
If you're not, you're going to be left behind.
That's why I haven't improved since I died.
He has an excuse. He's just dead.
I mean, hell, I know this is maybe not terribly relevant, but I haven't. Ever since I've been getting into those heated debates with fucking Replica, my will to continue with the Star Wars prequels has died.
God, he's more unbearable than Replica.
Damn.
That hurts. That hurts. I've dealt with Replica. I know how unbearable he is.
The difference between you and Replica is Replica didn't turn it into a pity party.
Well,
is that
he did?
That was not some of the debates we had with SPP3 and shit.
Say what?
I'm sorry.
He did. Replica did kind of go into the whole, oh, I have autism or I have this mental problem. That's why I'm blah, 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 blah.
Kind of
He
recall
tries
that.
hard
It
cope.
was specifically, I think, especially in his discussion in some of his discussions with me.
Okay. Like I meant on stream, not in a like in a non-recorded chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, this is being recorded. Fuck.
Yeah.
You came to a live stream like, you know.
You
Shit.
came to All right, I'm gonna play fair here because as much as I would love a replica cut of this, I think
not
it would
much
be in good
content.
taste to take it down. Done. What do you think?
It
Or at
depends on
least
what
edit
Noble
out the
wants.
parts that are sensitive and personal. That's the thing. Like that's the thing that you can do with a noble cut of this is cut out all the parts where it is just me like ranting about like my real life and my own flaws. Because I do feel like this deserves a noble cut. I think that I have earned it for being retarded enough. But you're right. I think that we should cut out everything where I just, because that's the thing. It's a cut. It's an edit. So
Mhm.
we just remove and edit like the later half of this where I
All right, that's fine.
I don't know, but I should hang out with you guys more because I do want your help and I do want. I'm gonna be honest. I think this is probably a good place to end the stream.
I would say so.
I would say
Yeah.
so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say I think your opinions are interesting, Mr. Noble. I'm glad that we could at least discuss them. It was definitely interesting, to say the least.
Thank you. And I'm sorry if I was more unbearable than Replica. Be a grown up and wait.
Get
Sorry,
wrecked,
be a
bro.
grown up and be willing to share your struggles. And then what's the second part say? That's what writers do.
It's what people do.
Suck it up,
Oh.
Buttercup.
Well, this has definitely been an interesting discussion. But no, Flint, there isn't a tactical tangent coming. We are going to conclude it here. We've pretty much solidly, I think, debunked the idea that Mad Max Fury Road is feminist propaganda. I honestly just don't view it as it's just people, really. It's
Furiosa's still not sexy, and it still gets a 0 out of 10.
And we have proven he doesn't learn. We can end the stream. Thank God.
Well, this has been interesting. I should have used this to begin, but we'll just end it on this.
It's time to do